Petrino. I'm the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach. As far as the quarterbacks go, obviously we got Shelley coming back. Obviously he had a great season last year. What's even more impressive about what he did last year is the fact that we got him maybe a month or a couple weeks before we started camp. So with how well he did coming in that early and learning the offense, it was very impressive what he did last year. I expect him to be a lot better this year. He has a lot better understanding of the offense. He's been in it. He's even been doing a lot better job with his leadership role on the offensive side. There's always a time during the summer where the coaches leave. We get our vacation, and the players have to be able to run everything. And our strength coach told me how well Jason did during that time. And last year he just got here. He was trying to learn everything. This year I expect him to really be, kind of the leader of the team, and especially of the offense. And he's taken on that role. He's done a great job with it. But I expect him to have a really great year. And then, like Coach said earlier, I expect us to be able to run the ball a lot better this year. We have a really great group of running backs. Jacardier Wright is special. He's a special dude. You watch him out there, the cuts he can make. He has everything. He's got size, strength, power, speed. He's everything that you want in a running back. And then behind him, we got other guys that can complement what he does. So I expect us to be able to really run the ball, which would really help our play-action game, be able to throw the ball down the field. We have a great group of receivers. I kind of told the group the other day, I said, for the first time since we've been here, we actually have depth at almost every position. And that's great, because all it does is mean competition. So it really makes everybody push themselves. Certain guys in the past could kind of cruise through practice because they knew nobody was pushing them. But now everybody's job's at stake. So it's been good. We got a lot of depth at receiver. It's great getting Jahad Booker back too. He had a great camp last year, and we were expecting great things from him, and then he got hurt, right before the season. So it's great to get him back. He's healthy. He's looking fast. He's going to definitely be a deep threat for us. He's actually playing right behind Ty right now at Z, so it'd be great to have them too. And then we're even building certain packages where we get, both of them in the game together. So that's one thing about our offense is it's always about getting our best players the ball and getting them positions to get the ball. So even though Ty is technically a Z, we'll line them up all over the field. So it's always about matchups. And then our O-line has really came along. We brought in some guards this year that we really needed. We do have some young tackles coming in. So we do have some depth at O-line now, and they're really pushing each other. We just got to find who our best five is and get them on the field. But I expect our O-line to be a lot better this year, especially running the ball.
Where are you seeing that growth in the offensive line right now?
So yeah, kind of like what I said, it's just being able to run the ball and their knowledge of the game. Landon Beebe has been a great asset to us. He's been great with the offensive line. He's been the leader of the group. Obviously he's been in this offense for years now. He has a great understanding of it. So he's done a great job with that group. But it's just really about learning who our guards are going to be. I think we're pretty solid at center, and Ryan had a great spring. To see his improvement throughout spring was impressive. He's really gotten a lot better. I think our two tackles are solid. It's just about figuring out who those two guards are going to be, and there's a lot of competition there. So it's going good right now. We're rolling guys with the ones and twos at both positions, really. So it's just a lot of competition, and they gotta go win the job.
Of all the receivers, right now, which ones maybe are more suited to play a slot?
So right now, we got Kevon Latulis there. He's kind of running right now with the ones. And then right behind him, we got Braylon Sharp. And he's come in and he's done a really good job. He's smart. He's learned the offense. He is a little guy, but he's tough. He's actually one of our best blocking receivers. You wouldn't expect that with his size, but sometimes he'll get ran over, but he'll give you everything he's got. And then behind him, we also have Navion Mitchell, right, who did a great job for us last year. Obviously, like Coach said, he won't be there for the first 2 games, so we're getting those other guys really ready to play early, and then obviously after those 2 games, Navion will also be in the mix. And then also Stetson Moore is going to play. You know, we're going to line him up out there. You know, we're going to try to line him up all over the field. So he'll play obviously tight end, but we'll also put him outside, and he'll play in the slot a lot. So we got some different personnel groups that you know, we can get a lot of different guys in that slot position. And like I said, even Ty will put in there sometimes. We got a personnel group where Ty comes into that spot, and Jihad comes in and takes his spot. So it's just about finding those matchups and getting the guys in the best spot to score touchdowns.
Tight end usage, you guys have been high on Stetson Moore throughout the preseason. Gary Clinton's been named. It's you guys have been excited about. Just how do you see usage of those guys a little bit different of a group this year?
Yeah, it is a little bit different of the group this year. You know, in the last couple of years, we've kind of had bigger tight ends that we had to use to block. We haven't been able to throw them the ball as much. I've always believed the history of our offense, we've been best when we've had great tight ends. You know, back at Arkansas, we had DJ Williams, who was great. At Louisville, we had Cole Hicatine. And now our tight end group is way better. You know, obviously we have Gary coming back, who has really developed. You know, last year he was a freshman, he helped us out, but he's really developed his body. He's a lot more athletic, he's stronger, he's really our best blocking tight end right now. But he's also really good out running routes. And then we also have Stetson coming in, who is so impressive. Obviously he's big, he can run, he's powerful. Just the other day we put him up outside and let him throw a fade against Braswell. You know, it's perfect cover, but he's just so big, you can't do anything against him. So we're excited about him. And then even behind him, we have a kid coming in named Lance Mason, who's really impressed us. He's athletic, he can run, he catches the ball really well. And then we have another kid we brought in, Cameron Paul. He's been hurt though, he hasn't practiced yet. And obviously we still have Buddemeyer, who really helps us out. He's a guy that gives you everything he's got. You know, he gives you everything he's got. And he helps us out a lot at also tight end, but also playing some fullback. So, but we expect a lot from that group, especially passing game. Using them in the passing game a lot more than we ever have since we've been here.
I think you mentioned you think that Jason Shelley can be way better than what he was last year. I think a lot of people would say, how can you do that? Because how good he was last year.
Yep.
But you talk about leadership, but what about the parts of his game that you just see him making major leaps to be able to be that type of guy?
So yeah, to where you know, obviously he excelled last year, right? Throwing the ball, running the ball, everything. Where I think he'll be a lot better is his knowledge of the offense and his understanding of what defenses are doing against him. So I mean, just going through spring ball and then all summer, his understanding of defenses is way above where it was last year. Of understanding the different fronts and coverages and our checks against certain pressures and being able to get us out of bad plays and into good plays. That's where he'll excel a lot more this year than last year. Obviously, you know, he throws the ball really well. He's really accurate. You know, sometimes, you know, he's so good with his vision, where sometimes he sees things. Sometimes it gets him a little in trouble. You know, sometimes it's just go through your progression. You know, go 1 to 2 to 3. Instead of sometimes you'll see something and maybe try to force something. But you know, so that's part of it. Just trying to get him to just stay going through his progression, taking what the defense gives him, and understanding that our running backs now are really good catching the ball out of the backfield. So if we don't have something downfield, just being able to check the ball down to them and let them go run and get yards. You know, all of our running backs catch the ball really well, and they're really athletic. You know, so checking the ball down to Cartier and go let them run for 15 yards is better than trying to force a ball into a tight situation. So that's another position area where he can get a lot better. But yeah, the leadership, he's done a great job. He's doing a good job during practice, and even all, you know, situations like last night out on the walk, getting everybody together, quieting everybody down. He just really picked up that aspect of the game.
How's that backup battle going? You got some new quarterbacks in. Seems like Jacob Clark was in there with the twos when we've seen him.
Yep, yeah, Jacob's doing a great job. You know, Jacob, you know, is a taller quarterback. He's more athletic than you think it would be, though. You know, obviously he's not, you know, great. He's not quick. but when he gets running, he's fast. You know, it's actually surprising. You know, when he gets going, he can go pretty good. But you know, he's obviously more of an in-pocket quarterback. But he's done a great job. I've been really impressed with how intelligent he is. He picked up the offense really fast, and he does a really good job of helping out everyone else. You know, he does a great, like with Wright coming in. You know, he played with them at what do I think of? Minnesota. Yeah, I kept thinking it was Michigan. At Minnesota, and he's done a great job of teaching him the offense. I mean, I'm standing out on the sideline and he's running out, and I'm thinking I got to tell him to play, you know, tell him what his route is, and every time I ask him, he knows automatically. So Jacob's done a really good job. He has a great understanding of the offense. Behind him, we also have Hess Horn, who's competing for that number 2 spot. Hess has been here for 2 years now. He's, you know, he doesn't have the strongest arm, but he gets the ball out on time. But he's done a really good job. And then we also brought in a JUCO quarterback, Jordan Pachot. You know, he's just really new to the offense. You know, he's just got a lot to learn. He's got a lot to learn. So once he starts learning the offense, though, you can see he has a good, strong arm. He's athletic. He can run a little bit. But he's just got to learn the offense. So he's got a lot of learning to do.
You mentioned Cartier a couple times. Just what gives you confidence that he can be a special player here?
You just watch him run. I mean, you watch him run, it's impressive. I mean, he's big, powerful, fast, and he's got really quick feet. You know, he has great vision, and you know what's different about him. You watch some running backs right when they get to the hole. You know, some of them might be high. You watch him get to the hole, and he hits it. He lowers his shoulders. He accelerates. He's a guy that will be able to break tackles. You know, there's always running backs out there that do a good job. They get as much as they can. He's a guy that can go break 2 or 3 tackles and make it into a touchdown. So just by his size, athleticism, just everything he does has been so impressive. And especially being able to use him in the passing game as well. So he does a great job.
The guy you take off the field ever? I mean, you got some depth there, but just hearing that, I know when you guys got him, it was just like, okay, we got a guy that we can just rely on being the guy that never comes out really.
Yeah. I mean, he's gonna play a lot. You know, obviously, you know, he can't play every snap. You know, but so there is gonna be times where he's not on the field. But I mean, mostly all of our personnel groups, he's the guy that's in there, right? And then we do a great job trying to get him in with other guys. So him and Selden in together is a really good combination. You know, Selden's done a really good job coming back from that injury. He had a great spring last year. He's been really impressive this fall. He's getting back to who he was when he was a freshman. So having those 2 guys in the game together is going to be a really good personnel group. And then being able to also use Andrew Cunningham and what he does good. Andrew's a guy that we can put at fullback sometimes and be able to use him out of the backfield. Andrew catches the ball really well. He probably catches the ball better than any of those running backs. So being able to get him in certain situations and get him out of the backfield, it's a good group. Like I said, we've never had depth like this since we've been here. So it's exciting to be able to use them all.
All right, Nick, thank you so much. We appreciate it.